If you wanted innovation or something that breaks the mold, you probably won't find it here. But you will get what you've been promised. Exactly 3 more Splatoons. Splatoon 3. Jump back into the gushy world of Splatoon for a 3rd time. The Nintendo shooter that took the console by storm, redefining the genre where instead of filling a person full of bullets, you basically paint a house that, despite its extremely simple premise of just being turf war, ended up standing the test of time, unlike some of their other franchises. Who let arms out? Back into obscurity, beast! Back! And despite new maps, a couple of new weapons, quality of life changes, and a brand new single player, doesn't do much to change the fact that you're still kind of playing Splatoon 2, which was basically Splatoon 1, in a game that doesn't reinvent the wheel, but just literally adds on another layer of paint to it, which would make it extremely hard to justify buying it at all if the entire community didn't immediately leave for the new one. Also, they can add all the mechanics they want, but some of us are just here for the plaza posts. Well, just about the same amount of furry art as before. Everything is in perfect equilibrium. Get ready to splat or be splat upon in ink-based frenetic combat, where the long-standing tradition of completely ignoring what the game is actually about and just aggressively trying to rack up kills is alive and well, adding a bunch of new tools to your arsenal that are even less about just painting a thing, like the Splatana, where you'll throw paint blades around like an anime badass while telegraphing to the world that you own a Naruto headband, or the Stringers, to take out the enemy from a distance, assuming you don't miss every shot, coupled with a bunch of new powers that will help you absolutely decimate the competition, only to lose because one roller on the opposite team actually thought to cover the blank areas in their home base. Then fluctuate from really simple games that feels like you're picking on kids with polio, to getting butt-dominated by ridiculous players that haven't stopped splatting since the Wii U, that despite the family-friendly veneer, will still manage to get under your skin as you get insta-killed from a brush or a roller. Look here, you little I swear I'll come down to your house and tell your parents you sell fanfictions for V-Bucks. Justify your purchase with a handful of other things you can do in Splatoon 3, most of which aren't available if you don't buy the online service, which probably shouldn't even surprise you at this point, but you know they're shafting at least a few kids every time. But at least they can play the most expensive glorified tutorial the games have had yet, that they kind of haven't bothered to come up with a new plot for, because who cares? Until they finally pony up the cash to access the other stuff, like the frustrating arcane shopping system they've never changed, where you can't just focus on your drip because you have to make sure it helps you with your ink retention or whatever. Or Salmon Run, which Nintendo have in their infinite wisdom, allowed you to actually play when you want this time. That is, if Nintendo's jury-rigged netcode manages to not splat the bed for an entire match. Or the actually new puzzle game version of Splatoon, which is several levels less fun than just playing Splatoon, but at least can be enjoyed by people with literally no motor skills. All of this to tide you over for the only thing that keeps this game from drying out like a squid out of water, Splatfest. As you choose a team from some ridiculous premise for a weekend a month, but 3 ways this time. Then jump into the menage a trois that is the tricolor battles, where one side is flanked by the other 2 opposing sides and a splorgy of ink in a frantic bid to keep their covered area. In a new mode that is the closest to innovative the sequel might be, if you were ever actually picked to play more than once every eon. In a game design where it quickly becomes clear that everything else is just a distraction from grinding matches until you become a fine powder. And if there's any doubt that Splatoon is a shooter, that should dispel it right there. So grab that goo gun and make your mark in cephalopod history once again, in a game that delivers exactly what everyone was expecting and basically nothing more, which is apparently where we're at in video games now. Just don't destroy what we liked about it. I'll pay you $60 again. Just don't put NFTs in it or something. Starring Lord of the Squids, Shiver Me Timbers, Tyra Banks, an absolute unit, Jeff Bezos, and Redneck Flounder. Squid Kid Game. Okay, how has this game not had a crossover with SpongeBob yet? Incredibly easy to justify. Would print $1 billion. Nintendo, my resume is available upon request. Tell us what you'd like to hear in my epic voice in the comments below. My brothers, did I not tell of this day? Did I not prophesize this moment? Alien dude, need 2 tickets to Pearl Jam. Somebody get me a cough drop. Let it go. We do not have much connection, you and I. Still, this encounter feels special. I hope you won't mind if I think of you as a friend.